Welcome, beautiful one, to day 23 of our epic angel adventure. Every day meeting a different archangel or their divine feminine counterpart, the Archeia, with myself, your host, Calista, Angel Healing founder, and big advocate of the female archangels, sharing their love and their teachings for the last 15 years around the world. But still, there's so many people who do not know about the Archeia, and a lot of people who don't know about the archangels, hence why this series was born. So today we're going to be connecting with this beauty, Archeia Strength. Let's just take a moment, friends, just to connect with her. And if you're watching this video on the day it's been recorded and uploaded, then it's also May 1st, Beltane, when nature herself comes together in a very fiery, passionate way. So there's no better angel to celebrate Beltane and this now moment than Archeia Strength. So if you have the card from the deck, the female archangels, just bring it to your heart center. Close your eyes. And let's just take a deep breath in. And as you inhale, feel like your breath is drawing back your energy from everything that you have turned your focus to today. Just bringing in. Sighing out your breath as you just let everything drop. Feeling that gentle pull of gravity connecting you with your body, with your breath. And now with Archeia Strength, as we invite her in, beautiful divine female angel twin of Archangel Ariel, together angel of nature, acceptance, and fortitude. May you come forward and merge with us and bring us your teachings of magic, of potential, boosting our own ability to align with all that's important to us. And just saying yes, friend, to connecting and partnering with strength over the next 24 hours or more. And it will be so. Breathing in. Really feeling strength with you as you open your eyes. Now, all the Archeia have names very much like Michael and Uriel and Gabriel, but when I was writing their teachings in the book, The Female Archangels and the deck, they wanted to be represented through their virtues. And so Archeia Strength really does help us to magnify our own ability to be resilient, to be bold, to be confident, to be courageous. She's known as the Lioness of God. And when we were creating her imagery, when she was sharing the vision of how she wanted to be portrayed in this form for the card deck, she came forward as Maid Marian, the fabled heroine of Robin Hood, the Green Lady of the Woods. And it feels very, very apt that we are connecting with her on Beltane today, May 1st, when this video goes out. And just like Maid Marian, she has this noble sense of self. And again, every time the angels are portrayed, of course, they're non-physical beings, but when they come forward and they were so deliberate with all of the details, the nuances, the colors, everything was very so that you really get a sense of who these angels are as much as possible in a physical seeming form. So yeah, she has this strong, regal, noble energy, but also the kindness, also the magic and the alchemy of Maid Marian. And Archeia Strength reminds us that magic is not something that we do. It's not a ritual or a ceremony that we have to conjure. and create. No, magic is simply who we are. And she helps us to remember that, to awaken that, and to dissolve any spells that have kept us asleep to our own magic, asleep to our own worthiness, asleep to our own sense of uniqueness, sense of self. Yes, we're all part of the one, but Archeia Strength helps us to celebrate our own uniqueness. And she can help us to get rid of comparison energy, competition energy by just seeing our own light, our own gifts. She's a wonderful angel to connect with. She also comes forward with coins and prosperity coming out of her hands because she says it's here for you. Just like nature is so abundant and prosperous, prosperity is right here and it's at your fingertips. You can create anything. You just simply need to align to that stream. Like I think we've said in a few videos now, everything that you want to come into being, friends, is really a frequency first. It's just all about aligning to it, aligning to it. Archeia Strength is also the angel to work with to help us to be true to ourselves, to help us to get on board with taking more personal responsibility in our life, and just to be extra aware. She just naturally amplifies this ability to be aware when we feel off. Um, this morning when she started to come in, her frequency, I woke up, and after I'd meditated and sorted out the kids, I went onto social media and um I saw this another page that had pretty much taken an image and some words that I had written, and they'd cut off my name and they'd put it on their page, and I was like, that's fine, whatever. That's okay. People do that. We all share each other's things. And I was like, that's fine. And then there was another page. Everything's synchronistic when you work with the angels. When I went into this other page, the image was the Female Archangels, and it was this quite well-known channel. And she had basically taken, bless her, chunks out of the book, probably the first edition of the book, not the second one that we have now with all the coloured imagery of the Archeia. She'd taken passages out the book, and she didn't cite where the information was coming from. In fact, she put her own name, and she had used a lot of the teachings that have come through, but also my own personal analogies, um, and then signed it off by herself and said that she's going to be talking about the female archangels more. And I found myself getting really wound up about that, friends, because you know Archeia Strength shows you where you're still clinging, where the ego is still clinging. And for me, it's still clinging. There was still some emotion there to people basically copying and saying that these teachings and this information is theirs. And while we cannot copyright heaven, and it doesn't matter who shares this information, I'm used to it now. I mean, this was the original book, but then somebody else created a book that had the same name, The Female Archangels, after I'd created this one, and whatever, it doesn't matter. That wasn't important. What was important was the lesson that Archeia Strength was showing me. She was showing me where I was holding on. She was showing me where I was clinging. It wasn't important really the content, it was more the underlying dynamic of that clinging. She's like, there you go, Calista. And the angels don't do this to annoy us, they do us to show us where we're holding on. And when we're holding on to something and it's making us feel really uncomfortable in the moment, whether it's giving us emotional discomfort or physical discomfort, what happens if we just keep clinging on? Is that going to strengthen us, or is it going to weaken us? It's going to weaken us. And so to release, to uncling and to let go and surrender actually takes great strength to just go, okay, so that's happening. Do I want to follow through? Do I want to fight this? Do I want to go into the energy of it more? Do I want to cling even more? Or do I just want to let it go? And don't get me wrong, there are some battles that, yes, face it, and Archeia Strength would be your ally there, and she definitely could help you be that lioness, be that warrior. But sometimes it actually takes a lot more strength to just go, okay, so that is what is right now. I'm just going to let it go. Because if we hold on, we keep in that vibration for the rest of the day, maybe the next day, maybe the next week, maybe the next month, and we just keep attracting and creating similar circumstances. The faces will change, the places will change, but the dynamic stays the same. And so this is why I'm so passionate about teaching about the Archeia. I don't care who else is sharing about it and saying it's their information. That's fine, whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as people are connecting with the Archeia, that's all that I'm here for. But what I want to say is, when we connect with the Archeia, they really are so, sometimes they can be so subtle in their teachings, showing us exactly what is happening in the now moment. And if we are aware and they can help to amplify our knowing, help to amplify our awareness, wow, there is so much growth. There's so much richness in that. And so I was really grateful for that lesson this morning, just to be shown where I was clinging on. So perhaps when you're connecting with her, just start to journal. Where am I clinging on? Where am I holding on to? Often when she manifests and she comes forward, it tends to be, where are you holding on to resentment? Yeah, where are you holding on to resentment that if we don't deal with, friends, it manifests as headaches, as back pain, as rigidity in our body if we don't let that resentment go. In her book, and I say because it is their book, it's not my book, it's their book, in the Female Archangels, second edition, there is so much more about Archeia Strength, how to step more boldly into your life, prioritize what you put off. Big section on procrastination. Again, not to piss us off, but just to show us where we are literally not growing, not allowing ourselves to grow. 4 pillars of building resilience, which is just amazing. Do check that one out if you've got the book. Befriending discomfort. I want to highlight something that's just highlighted here. She says, whatever you want to see show up in your world, whatever you feel is missing, whatever you want to create and leave as your legacy, know this begins with you. It begins with you. And, you know, sometimes the angels, especially Archeia Strength, comes forward with a cold sense of love. And again, she might come to you really warm, like Maid Marian, and that's absolutely fine. But she told me a good couple of months ago, Calista, nobody is coming to save you. No, no prince on his white steed is coming to save you. You've got to make it happen. You can make it happen. Dissolve all those spells of unworthiness and conjure spells of worthiness instead. Conjure spells of capability, of 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 mastery. You've got what it takes. And that's exactly what I needed to hear in that moment. So whenever you're working with the Archeia, especially, be prepared for that, friends. And you know, we're all ready for that in this era. We're all ready for that bold love. I believe that anyway, if you're watching this video, if you're attracted to these teachings and attracted to working with the Archeia, you are ready for this bold love. Okay, let's have a look at her crystal associations. So the first one is orange calcite, which I've shown before in videos. And the second one is Amazonite, which is a wonderful crystal for facing discomfort. Her plant allies are dandelion, borage, and star thistle. And I've got a visitor, so I'm just going to share her affirmation. I am magical, and I use my magic to conjure spells of worthiness, strength, determination, and love. I embrace sacred action and the positive change that's unfolding. And so it is. We'll see you again in the next video. Enjoy your time with Archeia Strength.